And welcome in. Hey, Elizabeth, True to Connections. I am so glad you guys are here. This is going to be a new moon. Pick a card. We have new moon in Scorpio. 29 degrees, 28, 29 degrees. Check it out where it is in your chart. But for you today, we're going to pull 3 cards. 3 pick a cards for you from Black Moon Astrology by Susan Shepherd. Black Moon Astrology cards. Here we go, you guys. This will be card 1. I do hope it's helpful as we get into this final, third week or so of November. All right. Just pause if you need to. Get a feel for what messages you need to hear. Stick around. Maybe all 3 will help. And I will include timestamps, even though this is going to be quick, because I never want to waste your time. And I do hope it's helpful. Let's go. And we're ready. Let's go with card 1. Jupiter returns benefits. Excellent, you guys that chose this. Jupiter is in retrograde in Cancer. That fully took effect November 11th. I do want you to know that this card holds very good omen for you that picked it. It is about optimism, good luck, and the fact that luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. And having this card in a reading indicates a period when doors are open to you and obstacles are lifted. So this new moon energy with Jupiter retrograde, see where it is in your chart in Cancer. Where is that? Listen, you are given the freedom to advance your goals with absolute abandon. It suggests you will soon be entering a time where you encounter less resistance and life should flow much easier. Thank you. Let's go. And understand the goals or plans you started more than a decade ago will begin to bear fruit, either right now or at least very soon. Something very good is about to emerge from the debris of the past. It could be a thing you felt you lost or something that did not work out exactly as you hoped. It may even be a plan you've forgotten about that once again comes into your life to make remarkable changes and advances. Drop me a comment what you've been wanting for the last 10 years, and I'll respond back with what I want. Dreams manifest into reality at this time. I do want you to remember that the Jupiter cycle is a 12-year cycle, I believe. So again, think about what was going on in the past and what you can really manifest now. Gifts will flow much easier. And it's also a time to be aware of how you approach matters of your own spirituality, faith, and destiny. There's a speed to Jupiter, so it's important to grab a hold of anything that surfaces. Don't let go. Investigate the possibilities. And it's not a good time to be carried away, though. It's important that with Jupiter to keep a clear head. And this is really interesting. Jupiter was named after a Roman god, Jove. Jove brings a multitude of blessings. And while the planet Jupiter is the Santa Claus of the planets, which I just love that description, a Jupiter return versus retrograde, but a Jupiter return is like Christmas Eve. This marks a stage when you are to receive opportunities and then rewards. And this is the time many areas of your life will begin to bear fruit. So see where Jupiter is in your chart, where the return is, and even the retrograde. I feel such good vibes for that. Now let's go to 2. All right, you guys ready? 2. Pluto, transformation, death and rebirth in the sense of not physical death. We're having a lot of that going on in our lives. But this is where it's simply a time when the slate is wiped clean for new action. And most of the time you begin to feel ill at ease with the feeling of something not right, and things go down strangely with an eerie silence. Understand there's going to be some unexpected changes too that will transform your life. It's a lot like a tower moment, and there could be some unwelcome surprises. So just understand that many things you've relied upon for always being there may suddenly disappear or leave, okay? For those of you who are in a relationship that has been difficult, this pulling this card, if you resonate with this, it's either ending or it will deepen and become much more fulfilling. And any new romance that starts at this time should prove to be intense. It's very important not to try to control things. Instead, surrender to the ups and downs for a while, although some of these changes can be painful, okay? That said, this is a time of intense sexuality, and it may come in various forms. Great sex, not enough, strange. Am I allowed to say that word? But most likely intense and consuming. So think about that. Who are you giving this energy to in that very intimate way? In terms of job and career, it may be time to get another. And listen, when Pluto is in a reading, you may have recently been infatuated with something hidden, some mystery, something taboo. And this could be a time when you're able to sense and feel the spirits around you. And sometimes this card can indicate psychic attacks. So you need to be very careful who you open up to. Be cautious if you're involved in anything paranormal or occult in nature that doesn't resonate with you. You're not particularly vulnerable. In fact, your strength is growing. But it's important at this point in time to spiritually protect yourself from anything negative, such as, energy vampires that I talk about, people of that sort, or lost spirits looking for a home, hitchhikers, spiritual hitchhikers. And you may have some times where you become upset concerning something in your past that turns out to be not always what you thought. On a more mundane level, you may have to be more careful with your finances, taxes, and inheritance, especially. You might have the opportunity to suddenly move to a new home. Interesting. But beware of foundation, water, or sewer problems, and also the possibility that the house might be haunted. And I want you guys to think of Pluto as leftover things that tend to languish in a state of decay or decadence, and more positively, rejuvenation, healing, and birth. So if you've been through some tower moments, let's focus on that healing journey. And in Tarot, think of it as the Six of Swords, where in your mind, in your gut, in your intuition, this is an 11, #11, intuitive card that you know what has to pass, what needs to go, and how to go on this healing journey. It's facing endings and beginnings and new ways of doing things. It's an end to the old, and it's very intense. And I'd love to hear how you're doing and if you've come out the other side of a tower moment. We're all having them. Maybe not all, but we're feeling it. All right, let's go to 3. And thank you for sticking around. It's so good to be here with you guys. It's an honor to read for you. All right, 3. All right, and 3. Welcome in 3. Aquarius, I know. 23. Soul purpose, soul past, soul connections. immense intelligence and intuition. You guys are really smart. You can be stubborn. You think Aquarius rising. We got all the answers, but do we? Do we really? And I want you to know when the Aquarian card presents itself in a reading, your friends and family alliances are about to help you achieve your goals. That's very interesting. It is possible you are to meet a group of people or become involved in organizations that support you in unusual plans and ideas. You don't like, many of you don't like ordinary thinking, ordinary ways of doing things. You really are an out of the box thinker and you can be stubborn about it. So I'm very independent. And this is a time, I think, where you really need to blend with a good support group and help, you know, move towards this idea that you have. It's kind of like crowdfunding, and you're going to be the Pied Piper in front of the group. But I think you do need them to help inspire you. And you might find yourself dealing with people that have a much different background than you do, ethnicity or culture, but you will learn so much from that. And also in the coming months, you might be traveling and meeting these new people, exotic places, and cultures. So that is really cool. If you have that in mind, let me know. Also, you may be mastering a new technology and dealing with futuristic concepts. And it's pretty hard to avoid that right now, right? I can't tell you how many new apps and AI tools I've learned, and I don't know if they're helping, but I'm learning. And I'm writing that down in my habit tracker journal I created as what am I reading? I'm studying right now, trying to keep up. How about you? And another thing I want you to think about this card is meeting people who kind of live on the edge. They're on the cutting edge of things. And it challenges you to understand what you believe to be true. For example, just because we've been taught to do something one way, that doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. And when you learn a new way, you're like, oh my God, I've been doing it this way the whole time when it could have done it that way. So be open to that as much as you can. Look for those new out of the box thinking and people that bring that to you. And there's a lot of choice. With this card, you'll likely be mastering something new, untried, which will lead you to greater awareness and success. So that's super cool. It does relate to the star and tarot. So again, put those dreams, desires, needs, and wants out there. Act as if you have it. Find a group that can help you. You will lead them, but they will help you. And have trust in your intuition. Understand that there is also the aspect of bisexual, cross-dressing, really a lot of free thinking with this, unconventional. So you may relate to that. You may be wanting to change, to grow in that direction, and that's okay. You're thinking differently, and it's different, and that's good. You're marching to the beat of a different drummer, you know? It's daring to be uncommon and appreciating the odd, unusual, and taking on that challenge. What I would warn against is don't go into something that you know is a pipe dream. Like, I love this. This is so fun, but is it really going to work? So be careful about that. And really Be okay being alone. Be okay with surprises. Learn some of this new technology. And this is about also outer space and the things that are coming in, including what is it, GI Atlas, G3 Atlas, GI Atlas, those types of things. You might want to dive in and see what's coming in with that, you know? So, very interesting cards, you guys. And as a way to close it out, I'm going to pull an oracle card. Let's go with Shaman's Dream. Let's just get a cool overall card. New Moon energy. Wrap out this reading for everyone. If you stay to the end, you get the bonus card. And it's this. Aww. Caterpillar. Cat or pillar. I can't help but just tap into the cat I lost recently. She keeps showing herself. I've actually never seen this card before. It's 4, which reminds me this comes to 4, and I want you guys to really take the lead in your life. Let's be that natural born leader that we have and seize these opportunities. They're here. Lucky opportunities, endings, but we got to embrace new beginnings. And here, absolutely cutting edge new opportunities coming in. So this is perfect. Let's dive in a little bit more into the reading. And it's perfect right here on Pluto, which this is about transformation, opportunity, independence from conditioned responses. Love it. This is an invitation to test out a new strategy to get a different, better result. If you keep doing the same thing and getting the same results, that's a little bit crazy. Don't forget that quote. It's time to break away. All of this says that, from habitual responses to surprise yourself and startle others, eliciting a smile or a frown or a look of awe from those around you. I love that. Do not wait for an invitation from life to practice a bit of outrageousness or for permission to do the unexpected. Any other response right now will lead to more of the same and no real change. Sometimes the most original response is no response whatsoever. Stand stock still, staring steadily into the eyes of the players in your drama, avoiding engagement until the moment is right. Caterpillar invites you to witness the story unfolding, knowing that deciding on the timing of your action is essential as finding the best move to make. And it is now, according to these cards. And when you do act, let there be no doubt in anyone's mind of your determination and the power you unleash. Dang, I love that. I love you guys. I hope it helps. I will see you in the lives Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you, and I'm sending you so much peace.